Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to explain how the Docker build cache works internally. And you know why this matters? Most engineers get this wrong, because a single misconfigured line in your Dockerfile can force your entire application to reinstall every dependency from scratch on every single build, costing you hours of developer time every week. So what is the bottleneck exactly? If your Docker file is not optimized, Docker assumes every step has changed. If you have a large project, this means every single command, like downloading thousands of library files or compiling source code, happens all over again. Imagine if you had to reinstall your entire operating system just because you changed one configuration file. That is exactly what happens when you ignore the build cache. It turns a 10-second code change into a 10-minute wait, and that is simply not sustainable for any professional team. So what is the Docker build cache exactly? Let me explain. Think of your Docker file like a recipe for a cake. Each line is a step. If you follow the recipe exactly and nothing in the environment changes, the result is identical every time. Docker works the same way. It saves the output of each line as a layer. If you run the build again and the command is the same and the files it looks at haven't changed, Docker just skips that step entirely. It is essentially a smart shortcut system that keeps your build times near zero for minor code changes. Let us look at how this works internally. The base image is your starting point. Next, the dependency layer is created. Finally, the source code layer sits on top. If you change your source code, Docker sees that only the top layer is different. It keeps the base image and dependency layers completely intact and only rebuilds the final step. This is why the order of your instructions in the Dockerfile is the most important factor in build speed. Before we dive into the code, let us make sure you are ready. You will need a system running Ubuntu 22.04 or a similar Linux distribution with Docker Engine already set up. You must have sudo privileges because Docker commands interact with the background daemon. Please verify your version by typing Docker version in your terminal. If you do not have that ready, open your terminal now. Also, ensure you have a simple project folder with a source file and a dependency list, as we will be using those to demonstrate the caching behavior. Let us start by running a build. We use the docker build command with the tag flag to name our image. The period at the end tells Docker to use the current directory as the context. Watch the output closely. Notice how every step is executed. This is the first time Docker has seen this build, so it has no cache to use. Everything is being downloaded and installed fresh. This takes time, right? Perfect. Now we have a baseline for our cache. Now, let us run that exact same command again without changing anything. Watch the magic happen. Did you see that? Every single line says, using cache. The build finished in less than 1 second. This is because Docker compared the file system state of our project with the previous build and realized nothing had changed. This is the power of the build cache. Now, here is how a senior engineer writes this for production. Notice line 4. We copy only the package definition files first. Then, we run the install on line 5. By doing this, we ensure that if we only change our application source code, Docker skips the npm install step entirely. On line 7, we copy the rest of our source code. This is the golden rule of Docker caching. Always put the steps that change the least, like dependency installs at the top, and the steps that change the most, like source code at the bottom. In this production example, changing one line of code only triggers a rebuild of the final copy step. The heavy lifting of downloading hundreds of npm packages is cached. This is how you save minutes of build time. So what is the common mistake here? If you copy your entire project folder before installing dependencies, any minor edit to a README file or a test script will invalidate the cache for the entire dependency install. This is the number one reason for slow builds. It forces Docker to rerun your entire dependency installation every time you save a file. The fix is simple. Copy the requirements file first, install them, and then copy the rest of your application code. Now, your dependencies are only reinstalled if the requirements file itself changes, which is exactly what you want. Let me share a real-world scenario. A streaming platform serving 5 million viewers was seeing their builds take 20 minutes. Their developers were constantly frustrated. They realized their Dockerfile copied the entire project before installing their data science libraries. By simply swapping the order to install requirements first, they dropped that 20-minute wait down to 3 minutes. That is an 85% improvement in developer productivity for just a 3-line change. So, when should you focus on this? If your dependencies are large, or if your team is deploying frequently, this is a must. If your build is already fast, say under 10 seconds, do not over-engineer it. Caching adds complexity to your Docker files, so only use it when the time savings are genuinely necessary. Use these criteria to decide if this tool is right for your situation. To recap, remember these 5 points. Docker uses instruction hashing to decide if a layer is still valid. Always order your Docker file from the most stable instructions at the top to the most volatile at the bottom. Only copy your manifest files before installing dependencies to prevent unnecessary invalidations. You can use the no cache flag for debugging, but avoid it in production. And finally, keep your dependency steps isolated to maximize your cache hits. Follow these rules and you will shave minutes off every single build. I believe this video will definitely be a useful video. If you liked the video, please do like and hype the video. Also share it with your friends and groups. It may be useful to somebody else. If you have any doubts or any requests, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you have subscribed to stay updated for our regular videos. Join our WhatsApp community using the link in the description because we share more knowledgeable content every day. Thank you for watching. See you soon in the next video.